Welcome back to the deep dive. We're really thrilled to have you here with us today because we are looking at a topic that is just absolutely everywhere.
Oh, inescapable, really.
Yeah, inescapable, but so rarely understood in actual practice. We're talking about real world, highly practical AI implementation.
It is, it's the defining business conversation right now.
Definitely.
The problem is that it usually stays stuck in, the realm of theory or these wild futuristic promises. But today, we have the distinct pleasure of looking at the actual messy practice.
Exactly. For this deep dive, we're pulling from a panel discussion transcript, and it features leaders from two major tech powerhouses.
Really heavy hitters.
Yeah. So first we have Braze, which is a massive customer engagement platform. If you've ever received a perfectly timed push notification from Canva or The Guardian, you've interacted with Braze's tech.
And they handle, 10,000 support cases every single quarter?
10,000 quarter, yeah. And alongside them, we have Coupa. They are a massive cloud business spend management system.
Right. And their client list it includes heavy hitters like BMW, Barclays, Uber.
It's huge. And what makes this source material so valuable for you listening today is that both of these companies are sharing their unvarnished experiences using a specific AI platform called SupportLogic.
Right. They aren't trying to sell us on a hypothetical future here. They are giving us the actual playbook of what worked, what failed, and what completely surprised them during rollout.
Our mission for this deep dive is to cut straight through the hype. We are bypassing the rhetoric claiming AI will just magically fix everything in your business overnight.
Because it won't.
Yeah.
So our goal today is to look at the gritty reality of how massive global companies actually deploy AI.
We want to explore the surprising human skills it makes incredibly valuable and figure out what this means for the future of work for all of us.
Okay, let's unpack this, because the very first thing that jumped out from the transcripts is how both of these tech giants approach their overarching AI strategy.
Right. You might expect companies with this much capital and scale to just dive right into the deep end, Just automate everything they can and replace frontline workers with bots.
That is the standard assumption, yeah. But what's fascinating here is Coupa's core philosophy from day one. They did not view AI as an autonomous agent designed to take the wheel.
No, they viewed it strictly as a co-pilot.
Exactly. The entire strategy was built around giving human workers better, faster insights so those humans could make more informed decisions.
And Braze took an equally cautious, pragmatic approach. Their VP of customer support detailed how they started their AI journey strictly with internal use cases.
They actively avoided anything customer-facing right out of the gate.
Yeah, no chatbots talking directly to Canva users.
Yeah.
Instead, they focused the AI entirely on escalation prevention and analyzing the sentiment of the cases coming in.
I have to wonder, though, why play it so safe? I mean, if you have this incredibly powerful tech, why keep it hidden behind the curtain?
Well, by keeping the AI internal, Braze created a low-risk sandbox. Think about it. If an early iteration of the AI hallucinates, or gives bad advice, or misinterprets data...
A customer never sees it.
Right. The brand reputation is completely protected. But if it works, the internal teams suddenly get to operate with a massive advantage.
They use the AI to identify blind spots in customer sentiment that human agents who are often just rushing to close tickets were completely missing.
And speaking of sentiment, the scale of what Coupa built in this internal sandbox is just impressive. They created over 1,700 proactive alerts based entirely on AI sentiment analysis.
1,700? That's wild.
Yeah, the system was actively hunting through thousands of support tickets for specific human emotions, particularly zeroing in on signals like frustration and confusion.
And analyzing those specific emotions is where the real business value gets unlocked. Because Coupa didn't just flag a customer as confused and leave it at that.
Right. What did they do with it?
They connected that confusion signal directly to a lack of knowledge base articles. If a user is consistently confused by a specific feature, it means the documentation is failing them.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And they linked the frustration signal directly to dropping customer satisfaction scores, which, as we know, is a leading indicator of a customer abandoning the software entirely.
I imagine having that emotional data completely shifts how you manage a support team. Coupa took these emotional signals and implemented intelligent case assignment.
How did that work in practice?
So if an executive from Uber submits a ticket and they are clearly angry, the AI senses the frustration in their text and immediately routes that emotionally charged case to the exact human engineer who has technical skills and the temperament to handle it.
Wow. So they moved away from assigning tickets in a simple round-robin style, where just the next available agent gets the next ticket, regardless of their expertise.
Exactly. They began assigning them based on emotional intelligence and technical specialty. The result was a drastic reduction in their time to resolution. The AI was acting as this omniscient air traffic controller.
But I'm assuming the AI didn't just magically know how to act as an air traffic controller out of the box.
Definitely not.
None of this cool routing or sentiment analysis works if your foundation is cracked. Which leads us to the data. The age-old rule of tech still applies to artificial intelligence.
Garbage in, garbage out.
It is the unglamorous truth of the AI revolution. An AI strategy is completely useless without pristine data to train it on. The algorithm can only make intelligent decisions if the underlying information is accurate and well-organized.
And Braze ran into this immediately. Before they could even dream of setting up intelligent routing, they had to use AI simply to clean up their own messy house.
What does a messy house look like for a tech company of that size?
It means an agent searches for a password reset procedure, and the system pulls up 5 different articles from the last 4 years, all with conflicting steps. Ugh, a nightmare for support.
Right. So Braze had to use the AI to scour their internal knowledge base, flag all the duplications, standardize the formatting, and help their human writers generate unified, accurate articles.
Coupa was in a wildly different position because they are a massive Salesforce house. They had already spent years meticulously getting their data clean.
They had built custom objects in Salesforce for their account managers and customer value managers. For anyone listening who isn't a Salesforce administrator, what does building custom objects actually mean in this context?
Think of custom objects as highly specific digital filing cabinets tailored exactly to how your business operates. Instead of just dumping all customer data into one massive, messy folder, Coupa had built specific drawers for specific metrics and specific roles.
Making it easy for the AI to navigate.
Exactly. Because they had put in the grueling work of creating a clear, concise data model first, the AI knew exactly where to look to pull those brilliant business insights. So what does this all mean for you, listening right now? The harsh reality is that AI doesn't magically organize your messy data. You can't just unleash an algorithm on a disorganized Google Drive or a chaotic CRM and expect it to tell you how to run your business.
This raises an important question, though, one that every company faces as they modernize. The classic build versus buy dilemma.
Right.
Both Braze and Coupa have massive internal engineering teams. They're software companies. Why wouldn't a tech giant build a proprietary AI moat? Why buy an off-the-shelf platform like SupportLogic that their competitors could theoretically also buy?
Braze was very candid about avoiding that specific trap. They noted that building an internal tool often works great for 3 months.
And then what happens?
Then internal priorities shift. The engineering team gets pulled onto a new core product feature, the internal AI tool becomes an outdated side project, and the support team loses all their agility.
That makes total sense.
They also explicitly avoided signing any long-term contracts. The AI space is moving so incredibly fast that being locked into a 3-year contract for a model that becomes obsolete in 6 months is a massive risk.
That agility is paramount right now. For Coupa, the decision to buy came down to scale, low customization needs, and low maintenance. They wanted a system that could grow with their massive client base without requiring constant internal tinkering from their own developers.
But neither company views this as a permanent buy-everything situation.
Right. If we connect this to the bigger picture, both tech giants are predicting a hybrid future. They envision a world where they continue to buy specialized, best-in-class AI for specific functions like customer support or marketing analytics, but they will eventually integrate those specialized tools with their own overarching proprietary company-wide AI models.
They are buying speed now while planning for integration later.
Exactly. So they bought the specialized tech, they got their data clean, then we hit the implementation phase.
And I fully expected the transcript to detail a nightmare scenario of trying to integrate a third-party AI into a massive enterprise tech stack.
But it didn't.
No, for both Braze and Coupa, the actual technical integration into systems like Salesforce took barely any time at all.
Because the bottleneck for AI adoption isn't computing power or API integrations. The tech integrates in seconds. It's the people that are hard. Retraining human behavior takes months.
The actual roadblock was internal change management. Braze was emphatic that AI requires a rigorous, almost exhaustive communication plan.
You need strict change control plans, and you must have serious stakeholder alignment from day one.
Because you are asking humans to completely change how they perform their daily jobs. If the workers don't understand why the AI is there, or if they fear it's there to replace them, they will actively reject it.
Coupa had a wonderfully vulnerable moment here. They admitted they relied way too heavily on the vendor to handle the training early on.
They outsourced it.
They essentially outsourced the human element of the rollout. They quickly learned that was a mistake because the vendor doesn't know the internal culture. Coupa realized they had to build their own internal training structures and champions so their teams could truly take ownership of the new tools.
Think about your own workplace for a second. Think about the last time a major new software tool was rolled out. How often did it fail or just fizzle out simply because the human training was treated as an afterthought?
It happens all the time.
We spend millions of dollars on the technology and pennies on explaining it to the people using it. But when a company does get the human element right, the results go far beyond simple efficiency.
The AI didn't just speed up the workflow. It fundamentally changed how the humans interacted with each other.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Braze developed a tactic they call case swarming. Instead of the AI making their veteran support staff obsolete, Braze used the AI dashboard to give their most tenured reps a bird's eye view of the entire support floor.
So they aren't just taking tickets anymore.
Right. These veteran reps actively monitor the AI for low-attention cases or tickets where a newer employee is clearly struggling to find the right answer.
And when they spot a struggling new hire, the veteran proactively initiates a swarm. They step in to help resolve the complex issue.
And because they are doing this constantly, guided by the AI's flagging system, they are organically sharing their deep subject matter expertise. The AI is actively facilitating human mentorship.
If veteran mentorship is so effective, what makes a good mentor or a good agent in the first place? Coupa wanted to find out.
What did they look at?
They analyzed 4 years of their own SupportLogic data to identify what actually defined their absolute top-performing human agents. Now, the natural assumption is that the best agents in a tech company are the ones with the deepest technical product knowledge.
I would absolutely assume it was the engineers who knew every single line of code.
The data proved otherwise. The defining trait of a top performer was soft skills.
Really?
Specifically, it was the ability to execute clear, structured, and predefined communication.
That is a fascinating shift. It's not about being the smartest technical mind in the room. It's about knowing how to talk to a frustrated human being.
It's the ability to tell the customer exactly what the issue is, the precise steps the team is taking next, and exactly when they will follow up. The AI data proved that structured empathy is the most valuable skill on the floor.
That revelation leads directly into one of the most impactful stories from the entire panel. During the audience Q&A session, a panelist named Krishna shared a story about MuleSoft, a massive integration platform.
Right, I remember this.
MuleSoft was using AI sentiment analysis, but they weren't just looking for business signals like confusion. They trained the AI to spot abusive language and aggressive keywords coming from customers.
Anyone who has ever worked a frontline customer job knows how brutal that reality is. Customers can be incredibly aggressive, and historically, agents are just expected to absorb that abuse and close the ticket.
Exactly. But MuleSoft decided not to accept that status quo. Instead of forcing the reps to put up with it, leadership used the undeniable quantified AI data to implement strict new policies.
Natural language processing flagged the abuse, turning anecdotal agent complaints into a hard dashboard metric for HR and management.
They drew a line in the sand and actively protected their employees from customer hostility. And as a direct result of feeling protected by leadership, MuleSoft saw a massive boost in employee retention.
The AI is being used to protect the mental health of the human workforce. And this shift toward valuing soft skills and protecting human workers is completely upending how these tech companies hire.
Braze realized that their traditional take-home analytical tests for new hires were now completely useless.
Well, why test someone on technical analysis when a machine can do it instantly?
Exactly the problem they faced. Every single candidate was just feeding the take-home test prompt into ChatGPT and returning perfect scores. The test was no longer measuring human reasoning. It was measuring a candidate's ability to copy and paste into a large language model.
So how do you actually evaluate a candidate now?
Braze is pivoting entirely away from those take-home tests. They are moving to live virtual Q&A sessions. They need to sit across a screen from a person and test their genuine human reasoning.
They are testing the ability to communicate clearly and navigate a conversation in real time.
Meanwhile, over at Coupa, they're realizing their support team needs a different kind of brain entirely. They are actively hiring data analysts for their customer service teams. They don't just need people to answer phones. They need humans who can interpret the massive amounts of behavioral insight the AI is generating.
It's a complete evolution of the role. And that evolution is solving one of the most expensive, hidden problems in the tech industry, ramp time.
For a highly complex software product, it can traditionally take a brand new hire up to 18 months just to get fully up to speed and truly productive.
That is 18 months of a company paying a full salary before the employee is really pulling their weight.
And the tragic ROI of the tech industry is that statistically, those same employees often burn out and quit around the 2-year mark. The company makes a massive investment and gets maybe 6 months of peak productivity in return.
It is an unsustainable cycle. But with AI case routing ensuring new hires only get tickets they can handle, and AI knowledge assists constantly guiding them to the right documentation, that 18-month ramp time is being slashed down to 3 to 6 months.
The AI acts as training wheel,
getting them productive faster, which rescues overall productivity and gives the employee a sense of competence much earlier in their tenure.
which changes the entire financial profile of a support team. The panel shared 2 brilliant examples of how this efficiency turns customer support from a cost center, something a business just resents having to pay for, into a monetizable revenue center. The first example was IKEA.
Everyone knows the classic IKEA customer support call. I lost the Allen wrench, or do you have the Billy bookcase in stock?
Right, highly repetitive, simple questions. IKEA decided to completely automate that basic Tier 1 support with an AI chatbot.
Now, the cynical assumption is that IKEA immediately fired all those human support reps to cut costs.
But they didn't. Instead, IKEA upskilled those exact same reps. Because these employees already knew the massive IKEA product catalog inside and out, they were transitioned into paid design architects.
Instead of answering phone calls about missing screws, they're now on video calls, consulting with customers and helping them design a $5,000 kitchen layout.
The AI handled the mundane, and the humans were elevated to generate new revenue.
That is a phenomenal pivot from cost to profit. And the second example, Cvent, shows how this works in B2B software.
Cvent is a massive event management app. If you go to a corporate conference, you are likely using their tech. Cvent realized that their core users, event marketers, are incredibly stressed.
Oh, absolutely.
If an event marketer runs into a software bug on the morning of a huge 1,000-person conference, they do not have the time or patience to open a standard support ticket, explain the issue, and wait in a queue for an answer.
They need a partner in the trenches with them, not a ticketing system.
So Cvent evolved their support model. Their support reps transitioned into behind-the-scenes implementation architects. The clients can call them directly, bypass the standard ticketing system entirely, and the Cvent rep essentially runs the complex backend of the software for them so the event goes smoothly.
And those corporate clients are more than willing to pay premium dollars for that kind of white-glove, human-centric service.
What's fascinating here is the undeniable pattern across all these companies. AI isn't killing customer support or human utility. It is elevating it.
It strips away the repetitive, soul-crushing tasks, allowing the human workers to provide premium, highly monetizable value based on strategy and empathy.
We have covered an incredible amount of ground today. Let's do a quick recap. We started with the realization that the smartest tech giants aren't rushing to replace humans. They are cautiously deploying AI as an internal co-pilot.
We learned that without pristine, standardized data like Coupa's custom objects, your AI is essentially useless.
We also saw that the actual technical integration is the easy part. The true bottleneck is managing the human reaction, the communication, and the change management within your teams.
And perhaps most surprisingly, we discovered that in an age of artificial intelligence, the most valuable professional traits are uniquely human.
It's not about outcomputing the machine. It's about structured communication, empathy, and the soft skills required to navigate complex emotional situations.
So what does this all mean for you as you listen today? Whether you are prepping for a high-stakes board meeting on tech implementation, or you were just trying to navigate your own career path in an increasingly automated world, the lesson from Braze and Coupa is clear.
Do not focus on competing with the machine's ability to memorize knowledge or instantly retrieve data.
You will lose that race. Focus entirely on your uniquely human abilities. Cultivate your capacity to structure your communication clearly, to empathize with frustrated stakeholders, and to synthesize complex data into actionable wisdom.
That is such a powerful framework for looking at the future of our own careers.
But before we wrap up, this raises an important question. It's something we haven't explicitly mentioned yet, but it is a reality you need to ponder as you step back into your day. We've talked extensively about AI taking away the mundane work. It filters out the password resets, the basic how-tos, the easy, satisfying wins that let a worker quickly check something off their list.
A lot of people like those easy tasks. They provide a mental break during a busy day.
Exactly. And that is the hidden consequence. If the AI successfully takes the 80% of easy, simple tasks off your plate, that leaves you with a 100% diet of the hardest, most complex, and emotionally draining problems.
Wow.
Every single ticket, every single interaction that actually reaches a human worker is going to be highly complex, highly stressful, or an angry escalation.
That completely changes the psychological reality of the job.
It does. If the easy wins are entirely gone, how will companies protect the mental health and the emotional baseline of a human workforce that only deals with the hardest 20% of human problems all day long, every single day? How do we prevent total psychological burnout when every task is a high-stress crisis?
Yeah.
That is the next great frontier of management in the AI era.
That is a heavy but incredibly necessary thought to leave on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope this exploration armed you with some practical reality to cut through the AI hype. Keep exploring, keep asking the hard questions, and keep questioning the world of information around you. We will catch you on the next one.